I'll try to make a quick explanation, introduction to this video. Back in 2020, which seems like forever ago at the beginning of the pandemic, I was bored, there was nothing to do, and I wanted to talk about music. So what I did on many Sundays, I went through doing a video just like this, going through discographies of all of the bands that I felt like I really could tackle their whole discographies. I did Kiss, of course, I did Motorhead, Iron Maiden, Slayer, Metallica, Anthrax, Cherry Poppin' Daddies, Faith No More. I did the Beatles, The Who. I did a bunch. So I did all those, and then I stopped, and for a while, and then I got bored again. And then last year, I did something that I called I Love This Album, and I think I did 34 episodes. And it was bands or albums that I felt like I maybe either couldn't or shouldn't or didn't want to go through their whole discography, but I wanted to focus on single albums that I really, really loved. I did Motley Crue, Shout the Devil. One of my favorites was Mind Funk, Dropped. Dropped is the album, Mind Funk is the band. I did Soul Asylum, Let Your Dim Light Shine. These were albums that had a big influence or impact on me. Most of them were from when I was young, a teenager, maybe even earlier than that. And now what I want to do, I'm kind of getting bored again, and I feel like I actually have a lot of things going on, but today I don't. I don't know if this is going to be a series or not, but there are some albums that I want to talk about them. I'm not sure what I'm going to call this. I don't know if it's going to be a series, but I do want to talk about this album today. Maybe I'll do another one sometime. I don't know. This might be a random thing. It might be a one-time only thing. But these are albums that don't fit either of those two categories. They're not discographies. They're not albums that were like, old ones that were influential on me or that had like a big impact on me. But maybe more recent ones or ones that I've forgotten about. I don't know. But the one that I do want to talk about today, as you can see in the title, is this one right here. This is Klassik. The band is called Klassik 78. The album is called Phantoms. And just a description of what this band is. If you don't know them, they're a couple of guys, Joe McGinnis and Tom Higgins or Haggins, I think Higgins. And they do basically, it's not a Kiss tribute. They write their own songs. It's all their own material. But they write it, they sing it, they play it. Everything is very, very specific to Kiss, 70s Kiss. Now, I think from what I remember, their idea behind, because they had two, I guess, EPs before this, and then they put them together. There was side 1 EP, side 2 EP. I'm not going to talk about those. And then they put them together called the Unoriginals, and then this is their first, I guess, full album. Their idea, I think, was to write not just Kiss songs, but Kiss songs specifically, very specific in the style that if Kiss hadn't done the 1978 Soul albums, what would they have done in place of those albums as a band, Kiss? So filling the gap between Love Gun and Dynasty, that's what what Klassik 78 was supposed to be. I've mentioned before, because I did Kiss's discography, I've been into Kiss for I'm 52 years old. I've been into Kiss almost my whole life, since I was 6 years old. I got Kiss Alive in 1976, and I've been a Kiss fan ever since. There you go. And these guys, they really, 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 I mean, it's incredible how they really channel the spirit, the sound, the lyrics, everything of Kiss. I first heard about them a few years ago, and I thought, wow, that's amazing. I couldn't believe how much it sounded like it. But I kind of dismissed it. I thought it was kind of gimmicky, and I thought, I can't really get into it. If I want to listen to classic Kiss, I would listen to Love Gun and Rock and Roll Over and Dress to Kill and things like that. And I kind of forgot about them, and then occasionally a friend, especially my friend Kevin Montalban, would, I think he and I mentioned them to each other, or he mentioned to me, hey, remember? And I said, oh yeah, I'll have to listen to them more. And then I thought, again, it's a little bit gimmicky, although I still thought it was cool. And then in January this year, just I think in the first few days of the year, I'm a huge Anthrax fan. I've been an Anthrax since 1984, one of my favorite bands. And I follow Charlie Benante on Instagram, and he posted a picture of this album cover. And but he said the new Klassik 78 comes out today. I think it's their best album ever, or their best work ever. I had no idea. I thought he was just a fan, because I know Charlie's a big Kiss fan. It turned out that Charlie now is the drummer on this album. I don't know if you can say he's a member of the band, because they're not like an active band. I don't think they've ever played a live show. They've played with other, I think one of them, Joe maybe played with Chris Jericho or something like that. But anyway, so I learned about this album specifically from Charlie Benante without knowing that he played on it. So that was a good reminder. I thought, oh, okay, this band, Klassik 78, has another or a new album out. So I checked it out and I loved it. And this time, maybe I changed my mindset. I thought, how can I approach this album? Should I see it as kind of like lost Kiss albums? Should I see it as demos maybe that they did and they never released? Or is this how I want Kiss to sound if they did a new album in 2022? And I just thought, I just want to listen to it. And I listened to it and I thought, yeah, it's really cool. And I told my friend Puma about it, and he loved it. And hopefully you can be you don't have to be a sheep, but you can be influenced by your friends, and they can kind of sway your opinion a little bit, or get you more interested in something. And he loved it. He's a big Kiss fan too. And so he would send me random messages saying, man, I'm listening to that Klassik 78 album again. It's amazing. I can't believe I never heard of these guys. It's so great. And then a week later, I love Klassik 78, which kind of prompted me or motivated me to get into it too. And now I would say I've listened to this album more than any album maybe in the last years and years, 10, 15 years. I listen to it constantly. For one, obviously because I really, really like it. It's very easy to get into. It's only 31, 32, maybe 33 minutes. Like all the best Kiss albums are around 31, 34 minutes. And so it's very, very simple to listen to, 8 songs, and it's very, very good. And now I've got to the point where I just appreciate it for what it is. For me, it's great music. I'm not sure if people don't like Kiss, if they would hate it, or if they like Kiss, they also might hate it. I can kind of see both ways. I really, really, really am almost addicted, obsessed with this album. I've really come to know it very well. I know it. I'm kind of getting on the lyrics musically. I know it very, very well. So that was my brief introduction. I'm going to talk about it now. I'll go through this track by track, and it starts with a song called. And some songs, I'll talk about this as I go. Some songs, to me, they're very obviously written with one specific song in mind. Some of them are very, very obvious. Some of them have little parts of some songs. The first song is, and I know the song's cool, it's the track Show Me Your Love, Fever Dream, Smoke and Mirrors, Queen of Hearts, What You Gonna Do, what comes after that? Living Fantasy, brackets, parentheses, Tonight, Walk That Walk, and the last song is Rock and Roll Over. So I know the track list, that the songs are always stuck in my head. I find myself in the last few months singing them, and not without even realizing it, just saying, oh yeah, that's Klassik 78, that's great. And I got the CD from Newbury Comics, the physical CD from Newbury Comics. Apparently it's the only place you can buy it, and I got a copy for myself and for my aforementioned friend Puma. So if you want to buy the actual CD, you can go to Newbury Comics. It's not available on Spotify or streaming. I think you can only get it from maybe the Apple Store or Amazon Music, something like that. So the first song, Show Me Your Love, very, very, one of the most obvious ones, kind of divided into two. The introduction, the acoustic introduction, is clearly meant to be, almost seems like note for note lifted from Tonight You Belong to Me, the first song from Paul Stanley's 1978 solo, let's call it a Kiss album. My cat is over here. All right. So it starts with that. It's show me your love, just to show that you want me. Show me your love, to know that you care. Show me your love, let me know that you need me. Show me your love, and I'll give you my love. And then, as Paul Stanley says, it gets rough. That's from MTV Unplugged, when he goes into rock bottom. Clearly it shifts to I Stole Your Love. It's a much more up-tempo. And I apologize for the singing, and I will probably break into song even more. And so it goes into very more hard rock, I Stole Your Love style song. And very, it's not just these guys, both of them. I think it's Joe that sings like Paul Stanley, and Tom that sings like Gene. I know. They sound, I mean, really, really, really like them. The songs are written like them. They even have the little, like the little nuances of Kiss. In this song, Show Me Your Love, in the middle part, I think going to into the solo, it's da-na-na. Oh, there's another little part, da-na-na-na-da-da, which sounds like Room Service, except Room Service is da-na-na-na-da-da, and this one is da-na-na-na-da-da, and it's da-na-na-na-da-da, whoa yeah, da-na-na-na-na, come on, or come on, whoa yeah, show me. Very, very Paul Stanley, these little things. Da-na-na-na-da-da, whoa yeah. I'm not gonna sing everything. And then the solo, it sounds like two different solos, just like I think Ace, Paul Stanley did the solo, I think in I Stole Your Love, and then Ace did the second solo, something like that. I do have some very brief notes. I know the album well, but there are a few, maybe, did I miss anything about show? Oh, and then also at the end it's, do you want me, in Paul Stanley's voice, another thing. Da-na-na-na-na-na. Oh, it's da-na-na-na-na-na, all right, da-na-na-na-na-na, whoa, yeah, da-na-na-na-na-na, come on, just like Paul Stanley sings. Next song is Fever Dream. Fever Dream is a Gene song. That's Tom singing this one, and there's some cowbell in this, and it's got just the very simple pedestrian, and I don't mean that in a bad way, drumming. And I wonder if Charlie Benante if it was difficult for him to what's the expression? I don't want to say to dumb down his drumming or to tone down his drumming. His drumming in Anthrax compared to Peter Criss's drumming in Kiss is obviously very, very different. It's much more complex than Anthrax. He keeps it very simple here, but there's this and then doom with some cowbell too. A lot of cowbell on this album, a lot of shakers, I guess that's what you call it, and tambourine, very good. What else about Fever Dream? She's got me in a fever dream. There are some licks in that chorus there that sound just like what Ace Frehley would do in a Kiss song. It's she's got me in a cold sweat, the kind of woman you'd never forget. And that's all I can remember for now. She's got me in a fever dream. She's got me in a fever dream. I don't want to wake up from this fever dream. And there's these guitar licks in there, just like Ace. Might be my favorite song, and I could say that I think almost at some point every song from this album I could consider a favorite. Next is Smoke and Mirrors. This is the Ace song. This is it has kind of going back to the drums, a little bit of a flangey drum sound, and I know it's Tom who does the Ace, so he's Gene and Ace, and I used to live in a haze. I used to party for days in the night. And the chorus is, and even the backup vocals are done in the style of Gene. Smoke and mirrors. And then Ace, it's all a lie. Smoke and mirrors, a quick way to die. It's about Ace partying and his lifestyle. Very, very, I mean, it could be, any of these could be Kiss songs. This is a very Ace Frehley song. It's like the Rock Soldiers vibe about partying and no more smoke and mirrors for me, or no more smoke and mirrors. That also could be a favorite too. Great song. They're all great. Queen of Hearts. What can I say about that one? Did I write any notes about this one? This also has Gene backing vocals, the going into the solo. She's the queen of hearts, yeah, yeah. Again, he has these, Joe McGuinness has these Paul, little nuances of Paul, nails them. Oh yeah, the solo here, the solo in this song, I can't remember It's I think that's the one. And whenever I hear it, I have 1 second. I think this sounds either like the alive versions of either Rock and Roll All Night or Let Me Go Rock and Roll. And that's another thing I haven't mentioned. The solos, a lot of them anyway, almost maybe on every song, they sound really, really, as much as the vocals sound like Ace and Gene and Paul, the solos, the leads, really, really sound like Ace too. Next one, number 5, What Ya Gonna Do? Another Gene song, and I apologize for the singing. More cowbell on that song. This song has a very larger than life from Alive 2. Gene's, they did the 5 studio songs on Alive 2. This has a vibe of larger than life. This also was my favorite at some point, and still is, as I said, every song is. Living Fantasy, parentheses, Tonight. That's my current favorite song. This is definitely, this also, similar to the first song, Show Me Your Love, definitely has the vibe of Paul Stanley's 1978 album. Specifically, It's All Right. The beginning totally reminds me of It's All Right. And then in the middle part, your backstage pass and black sunglasses make you look just like a queen. There's a part it shifts clearly into the middle part of Do You Love Me? I think it's before it goes into the solo. I don't even know if there is a solo in that song. And then after that, that part ends, and I can't remember the lyrics in this one to that one, but it sounds like your backstage pass and black sunglasses make you look just like a queen. Even the fans, they know your face from all of the magazines. But that song, this song, Living Fantasy, Tonight, sounds like Do You Love Me, I think. And then when that part that I just sang ends, it just very briefly reminds me of, there's a little part also in It's All Right, when Paul says in his very Paul Stanley voice, come over here. He doesn't say come over here. Come over here. You know how Paul Stanley talks, right? That's my current favorite, Living Fantasy, parentheses, Tonight. Next is Walk That Walk. This is a Paul and Gene song. Gene starts this one. It's I like the way you move it when you're out on the street. And then Paul comes in, yeah, you strut it like you own it. So that's a Paul and Gene song similar to Let Me Know, maybe Shout Out. It doesn't sound like those, but just the songs that Paul and Gene sang together. Let Me Know, Shout It Out Loud, even Spit from Revenge, one of my top favorite Kiss songs, especially not from the original era. Spit is both of them. That's Walk That Walk. And the solo from this one is another. I think it's 100,000 Years that it reminds me of. I'm almost sure. I would have to hear both of them, but that's another very, very clearly Ace Frehley solo, and I think it's 100,000 Years. Walk That Walk. And the last one, number 8, is Rock and Roll Over. This is a Gene song. It has a definite. I hear. This is like talking about when people talk about wines or alcohol or something. There are hints of oak and flowers and cinnamon and vanilla and stupid things like that. In this song I can hear, I think the most obvious one is Love 'Em Leave 'Em or See in Your Dreams. I can't remember. Rock and roll over. My limousine is awaiting. I think it reminds me of Love 'Em and Leave 'Em. And just a little bit in the riff, Mr. Speed, both from Rock and Roll Over. And the song is called Rock and Roll Over, so it's, I guess, not a coincidence. And also that song also has another, Rock and Roll Over, the song, another at least classic Ace song. I think there's cowbell in that. Like I said, there's a lot of cowbell on this album. I'm going all over a little bit here. Charlie's drum sound, especially his snare sound, really sounds to me like Peter Criss's snare sound especially on Alive. It has a real snap to it. It sounds very, very. I don't know. I don't have the vocabulary, the musical vocabulary to articulate it, but it has a really nice, strong snap to it. On the whole album, on Charlie's drum sound. So that's it. I don't know what else to say, but I'm really, really, really into this album. I wish, and this is such a small thing, and I understand why. I suppose it was for legal reasons why they couldn't use the Kiss style S's in the logo. I think it just would have looked, maybe it would have caused confusion. Maybe it's not a legal thing. And the K's are a little bit different. They have like a little serif or serif on the K, and they're straight instead of a little bit curved down here at the bottom, the leg of the K. Again, it's just a very small, minor thing that if it would have been a cool logo, but maybe it would have been too much, or a legal thing. And a cool thing, they put the font of the of all the song titles is the same as the font from Love Gun. And if you would like to see the CD, there it is. And I was, maybe just a little tiny bit disappointed that there was no insert in this. I would have liked lyrics or some kind of design or something. And just quickly before I finish, I love this album cover. This is one of my favorite album covers for ages. They're all kind of, they're pretty obvious, but it's full of Kiss references. You've got the Gene's, I don't know what they call this guy, Bruce or Steve, Bert, I don't know, something like this. The dragon that he had on stage during the, I guess it was the Love Gun tour, the Alive tour. Ace's Klassik, Cherry Burst, Les Paul. Paul's Ibanez Iceman. Gene's, can't remember what that bass is called. And something a little bit more subtle is there's a purple rose there in front of Paul's guitar. It's got the roller coaster. It's Phantoms, obviously a reference to Phantom of the Park. Peter's bass drum with his, it's not a bullet belt, but this thing that he wore across his chest is sitting on the drums. I love it. The colors, the design, all the references to Kiss and everything. There it is. So there's my first. Again, I'm not sure if this is going to be an episode, and I'm not sure what I'm going to call this. But I just really, really am into this album, and I really wanted to talk about it and to share it with people. And so there you go. Klassik 78, Phantoms, yeah.